Alright, what's up everybody? Thanks for coming back through. Today I am going to be giving a quick tutorial. I was asked to show the process of cleaning a pair of my shoes, specifically my Y3 UltraBoost 21. Dopest pair of shoes that I got, probably my most utilized pair. Just picked up another pair of whites. Have my black ones, which rarely get dirty to the point of needing cleaning. That's just a wipe down. But for the most part, these cream ones that I have, my initial pair, and I just ordered the white pair. The cream pair do amass a bit of dirt, so I'm going to go through the process of what soaps I use, what detergents I use, what cleaning products I use, what brushes I use, and then just how I go about cleaning them very simply. I think you'll be surprised at how simple it really is, and it doesn't really take some super expensive cleaning products. So let's check it out. All right, so we're going to fill the basin a little bit more with some hot water here. Not too hot. We're not trying to shrink the material. We're just trying to get a little more cleaning going on, and cold water doesn't always do that. Then we are definitely going to add a little bit, 1 scoop of the OxiClean to the mix, and we've got to let that sit for a bit as it starts to effervesce and bubble up just a bit. We can maybe stir it in a tad bit with some of that, and you can see the water get kind of cloudy once that takes over. What I typically like to do at that point is either make a solution specifically for the laces to soak, or I'll sometimes put them in the same water to soak. What we're going to do is I think we're going to make that solution, use a bit of the new antidote over here, and then we're going to soak those laces and clean those last. Yeah, maybe add a little bit of my foaming soap solution here. Just a couple pumps of that. Let that sit. We'll get back to cleaning those in a bit. So we start out with our medium brush. I always start out with the medium brush to get the cleaning going. We're going to apply some of my handmade, my self-made solution to the shoe. Soak the material down very well. And on this, again, I made a specific solution for this, so I'm good with it getting all the way on the shoe. Normally, I wouldn't have to soak the shoe as much, but this is a dirty pair and I want to get extremely clean, so I'm definitely going to soak that and let it sit for a bit. The Hyper Striker solution works really well. Sometimes add some to the water, but some of that will naturally get in there anyway. Just a couple drips of that. It works really well, super concentrated. You want to make sure that the debris is from inside the shoe. A lot of rocks, grass, things that get under the insole. You don't want that. But you can see, and you just clean very liberally, okay? So you just want to make sure to hit the dirty areas. Replenish with your water, because your water has some solution in it already. Just get all over. You're going to want to hit some of the trouble spots with the harder brushes, which I'll get to that down here and back here. But you can already see, a good set of brushes and some decent soaps are going to help get that a little bit more clean. Now, with some of that driving heel is what I call it. With driving heel, you're not going to get that all the way clean. That is one thing that actually stains your midsoles. So don't expect a really big clean on those, but you can get some of it off. I'm going to clean one shoe and then show you a sort of side-by-side on the progress. Now, for a bit more of advanced cleaning, to scrub some of the tougher areas, you can get synthetic brushes, or synthetic sponges. They work really well for cleaning some of those tougher areas that need a little bit of abrasion. But be careful, use a lighter one. Some of the darker ones will transfer over the green or the blue that you normally see. Some of that ink will transfer over. You don't need that. I use a lighter one. I get cheap ones because it's really just for the abrasion. I'm only going to use that for a short amount of time. can see that starting to come a little bit cleaner. That abrasion is necessary to get some of those tough areas. An important note for fabrics is you're going to want to go with the grain of the fabric if you can find it. Going up and down will fuzz your fabric, especially like neoprenes, knits, stretch. So you want to go with the grain. You can see that there's less disruption. If I go with this and you find that there's more disruption, you're going against the grain, and that could damage the fabric. So you want to go with the grain. After the cleaning and rinsing, no fronting, sham wow, baby. These work amazing. I know it's infomercial material, but these work like a dream. So I soak up the excess water with a chamois, stuffing one in a shoe, and then patting the other dry from the excess on the outside. Now, don't be disappointed in your initial cleaning. Wet materials rarely ever look clean, as they are still kind of soaked with water, which gives them some translucence. You can see some of the inner fabrics, the binding fabrics and all that. But what you want to look at is, right now, you can see a comparison. So there's the dirty one, still quite dirty. Still dingy. Again, the cream kind of covers just how dirty they were. But here is a still wet shoe that is showing remarkably cleaner finish. Even with that heel, still has a little bit of the discoloration, but we got quite a bit of that off. I will set these out to air dry in the summertime. There's a reason why line dried clothes are so fresh. One more thing to note about sponges. Cheap sponges carry a great amount of soap. So, you dab that, you get a little bit soapy, and pretty soon it starts creating its own suds again. So that's often good for non-cloth materials, your leathers and other harder materials, non-porous materials. A good sponge gives a quick cleaning on the outside. Also for black shoes that don't need a bunch of scrubbing, good sponge works well. Okay, another little side note. On neoprene fabrics, don't use too much soap. They love to soak it up, and it's very hard to rinse out. It stays in there for a long time. So, not too much soap needed on these. On your knit fabrics, you can go in. A good hand scrub usually gets the laces pretty clean. There may be some gumming or some sock knit that gets caught. You gotta just kind of clean that by hand. But normally, we'll be able to scrub and then fuzz eat those, so that'll be good. Yeah, just a good hand scrub. You can see the dirt coming out of those big time. A very good cleaning, as you can see. That's just a hand scrub. I'll fuzz eat some of the little fuzzies that are on there, not a problem. But these are some of the most satisfying things for me to clean, because they're as dirty as the rest of the shoe, probably even dirtier in a lot of cases. And you can get that immediate satisfaction of seeing them come clean as you squeeze that dirt out. It's brilliant. I'm sure all of you out there who know cleaning techniques know pulling that string through the towel to get that excess water and dirt off. Perfect. And there you go. You rinse all the gear down. When it's all dry, my little Chinese food container packs it up just nicely. So that's what I would also advise, is just getting something to easily keep your cleaning supplies in. Now on a hot, breezy summer day, nothing beats a good sun drying and bleaching. I'll get in there pretty tight on them, and you can see that they are vastly better. So we'll let that sun finish doing its job. He's gonna rock. Thanks for coming through and watching the cleaning. Let me know if you need any other tips, got any questions. We'll be here to answer them for you. All right, peace.